You guys can sit in the front row. What I mean is, when you're talking, we're listening, right? Come here, please, and ask questions with what are talking, right?
It's only 6 hours away.
So you come to meetings before?
Certain.
Did you have cars? Did you have
Somewhere outside the state. It's interesting the route we get. Or just simple things like
Why would I?
What do you have to ask? We have to
Pennsylvania, New York, like around. And I was from New Jersey and I looked in here and I was like, what?
Yes.
we would get that. Or people, oh, you have a certain accent, say certain words for me.
What grade are you guys in?
And then, like, I think freshman year,
Someone got
say the word coffee.
always do parents. She's like a really old. She's like,
Do you think this is a little cool?
and I'm in gymnastics. Yeah, me too. Why is this
Or certain things, so like,
It's
we have some expressions, you know, that you use, like, down the shore.
You need to come with
Yeah, down, we're going down the shore. That's a New Jersey thing.
You want me to bring your hair?
Down
My Girl Scout.
Hi.
or
Did we lose a few? Did we lose a few?
Yes.
They had to go to basketball, and then
Oh,
they're coming back.
they're gonna come back? Good.
say it the way that. I know.
Hello,
Exit. Exit. We say exit. Like E-G-G.
Hi, girls.
Hi. How are you?
But it's spelled.
Good.
Well, that one.
Everything was structured on the CFO. Wait a minute.
Wait a minute. Where's Rich? Rich has got to take care of some temperature inside that room.
Yeah.
I'm not going back in there. That's like being in a,
Unfortunately,
that's like being in a
They
sauna.
have the executive session out here. Just lock.
Oh, I can
We'll
breathe
do
in there.
executive session out here.
Oh, God, Rich, you got to take care of that room temperature.
Yeah, that was nuts.
That's nasty in there.
All right, everybody, these are my Girl Scouts. They had a tour of Borough Hall today. So, I am going to now press the bell. When you see that light come on up there on the wall, you are going to be on television. Ready? Happy Valentine's Day, everybody.
I was trying to get my breath in there.
You thought we were going to leave early tonight?
I'm going home. You don't need
Yes, we do, because we have to see a whole lot.
It's cold in there. Something must be very cold. I gotta throw away.
Takes the light bulbs out.
No, just press the buzzer.
It's summer.
Oh, I don't know, I got so confused. Yeah, there you go.
I really didn't.
Hey, Mayor, I think Councilman Knapp has a good idea. From now on, the final revision needs to have, like, we need to put the version number of the revision, so we know which revision is the final revision.
We're on the air.
Okay.
Welcome to the Mayor and Council meeting of February 14th, 2018 in Oakland, and happy Valentine's Day to everybody. Hopefully you had a good dinner tonight. I have the Girl Scouts here, and this is from Troop 96390. You will be hearing from them and seeing them. They had a tour of the municipal building this evening, and they're working towards a badge. So, at this point, roll call.
Mayor Schwager,
Here.
Councilman Bialy,
Here.
Councilman Knapp,
Here.
Councilman Kamala,
Here.
Councilman Levy,
Here.
Councilman Pignatelli,
Here.
Councilman Talamini.
Here.
At this time, please look at your cell phones, turn them off, or put them on vibrate. It's discourteous if you do any texting. It's also could be construed as a violation of the Open Public Meetings Act by texting one another. I ask you to stand to salute to the flag, remain standing for a moment of silence. And actually, Girl Scouts, come here and you lead us in the pledge tonight. How's that?
Yeah.
Ready? Go ahead.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Be seated. This meeting is being held in accordance with the Open Public Meetings Law, duly announced, advertised, and posted in the municipal building. And as I always do, I start with my mayor's message. I'm going to start with, we have guests tonight. This is Troop 96390 from Dogwood Elementary School. They are 4th grade junior Girl Scouts. In fact, these Girl Scouts will, on Friday, February 16th at 1 o'clock, they're 4th graders, they're going to be visiting the senior center and reading to our seniors on Friday what life's all about. So everybody's invited to hear them read. And so I'm going to welcome, let's see if I got all the names right again. Riley Rochelle, Molly Gonzalez, Madeline Lauderiere, Kayla Bayani, Amanda Glukanitz, Ashley Moscovetra, I'm probably saying the names wrong, sorry, Kayla Caulfield, Julia McFall, Jessica Bajakian. And we had 2 Girl Scouts who couldn't be with us. That was Addison Nielsen and Gabby Lou Buddy. And we had a mascot with us at the municipal building. We had the young brother, Tyler Bayani. But special thank you to the troop leaders, because without you, there would not be a troop. And I thank you for contacting me and giving me the opportunity to meet with the girls and showing them Borough Hall and showing them about what girls can do when they grow up, anything you want to do.
Thank you.
Gina Bajakian and Melissa Bayani. So thank you. And they asked a lot of questions about the job of mayor, but they also asked a question about the Recreation Commission, which I passed on to Councilman Kumalo.
Yes, so I got a note from somebody asking about the status of the hockey rink. Okay? So the mayor passed me your note. So here's what's going on. Right now, the Rec Commission is working very hard on trying to get the rink going. And what we've done is we have applied for some state grants. And hopefully if we get those grants, it'll be able to offset the cost of that rink. That rink costs several $100,000, so that's a lot of money. Because who plays hockey here? Anybody?
My son and Jessica.
Oh, hi, Jessica. Okay. Oh, there you are. So as you know, if you've played hockey down at the rink, you've noticed there's a lot of cracks and everything that were down there, and it was pooling of water. So what happened was, after we brought the borough engineer in to do an evaluation on the rink to see what it would take to fix the rink. And after the engineer came back with their report, it was determined that the entire rink needs replacing because the asphalt, the part that you play on, and everything else below that needs to be replaced. Then what happened was when they were looking at that, they started taking the boards down. And then they realized that the boards have basically outlived their useful life, so those 2 need to be replaced. So we're talking about a lot of money to fix that rink, and what we're trying to do is find grants and do the best we can to move that forward. But we're working very, as a committee with the Rec Commission, we're trying to make this happen for you.
And I hope that answered the question.
Did that answer your question? Okay.
Thank you.
Okay. Everybody save the date for Sunday, May 6, 2018. It's the 2nd annual Bergen County Care Fair from 12 noon to 4 p.m. It will be at Bailey Dickinson University in Hackensack, a one-stop source to help all residents cut through the healthcare and support system maze, learn about options, and connect with providers and resources. So if you find that you're in need of caring for an adult, an elderly, somebody in your family, this would be a great place to go because there's going to be a lot of resources, and it's free. For more information, you can go online at info, that's I-N-F-O, at bergencarefair.org. But I'll keep repeating it because it's on Sunday, May 6th. As I said earlier, is that a bless you?
Yes, thank you.
Bless you.
Thank you.
On Friday, February 16th, again, we'll be at the Senior Center. That's at 1 o'clock. 1 o'clock, correct? We're going to be reading to the seniors. And there's always little snacks at the Senior Center, and they make great coffee for the adults who come. If you're interested in saving money on your car insurance, listen to this. At the Senior Center, through ARP, there's going to be a driver safety class. And it really does save you money on your car insurance by attending this class. It will be on Thursday, April 5th, from 11 a.m. to 4 p.m., but you must pre-register. And you can pre-register by calling the Senior Center at 405-7731. Bring your license with you, because if you don't bring your license, you don't have identification, and then you can't get the certificate to get you credit on your car insurance. And you ready? It's only $15 if you're an ARP member. Anybody up here who's an ARP member? And $20 for non-ARP members. And it's worthwhile to go and spend the hours there if you have the time to save the money on your car insurance. The Environmental Commission, thank you to the Environmental Commission. They submitted the 2017 update. And thank you, I'm sure it was Nancy Krause who really put this together and did such a great job, and I can't find it now. Here it is. This is from the Environmental Commission, and we have an opening, so if anybody's still interested, we'd love to have you on our Environmental Commission. They did the Flow Film Festival, which was to coordinate a series of 4 environmental movies with speaker panels for the month of March. They do a cleanup event, and there will be a cleanup event at the Oakland Parks. It's called Team Up to Clean Up Oakland Parks on Saturday, April 22nd. And that was from last year, and this year it's going to be on April 21st. Stewart Woods Park, everybody knows where Stewart Woods Park is, adjacent to Dogwood Hill School. There's a periodic walk and cleanup to beautify the park, and they are project advisors on Eagle Scout projects. One will be the kiosk along Rampo Valley Road, and the other is in Potash Lake. They do work at Great Oak Park. They have a town booth at the town carnival. They have an Environmental Commission website. They have an annual meeting for throughout the year to inspire for Environmental Commission members. They brought attention to the Sandy Beach property. They are involved with the renewal of helping with open space and a recreation plan. They have a member who's on the Shade Tree Commission. They have a member who's on the planning board. And as part of the green team, successfully helped with the recertification to the bronze level. And thank you again, Nancy Krause, for putting this together. Again, we have an opening on environmental. If anybody is interested, please consider joining us. And before I close out my message, I invite all the Girl Scouts to come up to the microphone at the podium, tell everybody your name, and they have such great ideas of what they'd like to do when they grow up. So let's go. Come on, Girl Scouts. And go to the podium because there's a microphone on top.
You're gonna get in the line and then go on.
And then your parents can see you on television. Give us your name. We all know you live in Oakland, and just tell us what you want to do when you grow up.
I'm Molly, and I want to be an actress.
And she's already in shows, she told me.
I'm Kayla, and I want to be a veterinarian. I'm Kayla Bayani, and I want to be a graphic novelist. I'm Jessica, and I want to be an artist. I'm Julia, and I want to be a dog carer.
So you said the dog caring and babysitting, right, and taking care of dogs.
I'm Madeline, and I want to be an animator.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. I'm Riley, and I would like to be an actress. I'm Ashley, and I have no clue what I want to be.
Mayor, I gotta tell you, that was a perfect Girl Scout commercial right there.
It's wonderful, and I was telling them I was a brownie and a Girl Scout, but it was very different back then. Long time ago. So, at this time, I will entertain a motion to open to the public.
So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Anybody wish to speak? Any of the Girl Scouts could speak again if you have any questions. You ask me questions. If you'd like to ask any of the councilmen questions,
Go to the
you have to
mic.
come up to the podium. You have to give your name, again, your full name, and ask the question.
My name is Kira Bayani, and I want to know what was your hardest decision to make.
Because she already asked me that. So,
I forget.
anybody want to answer that? Would anybody like to answer that question?
What was your hardest decision?
Not mine. I know what mine was.
I'll tell you, one of my hardest decisions to make was to actually run for council, because it's a very time-consuming job, and you don't get to spend time with your family. I have my 3 kids, and a lot of times I'm here doing council stuff, and it was a big decision to do this. Like tonight, it's Valentine's Day, and my wife and kids are at home eating a heart-shaped cake right now, and I'm here. But so that was one of the hardest decisions I had to make.
Anybody else? Yeah, they're not bashful.
Could we have a Panera Bread inside of Oakland?
First, I have to give you a name.
My name's Riley.
Yeah, I thought we discussed that about Panera Bread.
Yes, girls, ask the question, any questions we didn't ask her. If there's anything different.
And not at
It's okay.
Chick-fil-A either. Those were the 2 questions.
Nothing about fast food.
Panera Bread's
Why
okay.
can't we have Panera Bread?
Well, if you could open it up.
Sarwinburg.
My name is Ashley Marskovetka, and what did you want to be when you were a child?
Oh, you already asked me these questions. Anybody want to answer?
Did-
I told you I always wanted to be a lawyer.
Oh, yeah.
I wanted
Remember I
to
said?
be an electrician.
Did you really?
Yeah.
And you want to be a health inspector?
I just want to say, he's not good looking enough to be an electrician.
Ashley, let me answer it this way. For me, life is a bit of a journey, and as you grow up, you're going to have different interests as you get older, and you really don't know. It's like a present. You kind of open it up, and sometimes it just kind of presents itself. And sometimes, as you get older, you're like, I want to do this because I'm interested in it. And then you go through life, and it might change a little bit. You might take another career or try something else. So, me, I always kept an open mind, and I've had many different careers, so I really didn't have a plan.
I didn't know what I wanted to be. I would have to hit the blue light. I didn't know what I wanted to be.
Anybody want to?
Well, I just want to share, now that I am reached the age of at least 25.
She gave you a look.
And I've been retired several times already. It seems to me that I spent time in the business world as a salesman. I spent many years as an electrician, as our councilman down here is right now. And I spent a lot of years now, maybe 20, 25 years in public service. If I had to start all over again, I'd be in public service my whole life. Because that's giving back. And you get a good feeling here. And you don't get a good feeling in your wallet, but you do get a good feeling here. But that's what I would do if I had to do it all over again. Okay?
All right, one more, and that's it. One more.
I'm Molly Gonzalez, and for those of you who did want to be something as a child, do you regret giving up on that dream?
I don't regret giving up on that dream. I was fortunate. I was in the military. I was in the Navy. And when I was discharged, I went to school under the Veterans Administration Act. So I was very happy that I was able to attain my associate's degree, my bachelor's degree, and my master's degree. So it's very, very important I felt to continue my education so that I could succeed in the field I did pick, which was a health officer.
And I told you, you could be whatever you want to be. You just keep dreaming. And we discussed this, that I said I always wanted to be a lawyer. And I had to wait for my youngest child to start middle school. And I drove far every day for 3 years. And I said, you want to be whatever you want to be, you can be. Just don't lose that dream.
Don't stop dreaming.
Do you want to talk about your dream? Our driver director.
No, it's not my turn yet.
His dream is to get a completed library.
We are so lucky with the library. Are you going to be speaking about it?
I believe I am.
Okay. Anybody else wish to speak? Are you, okay, we'll do one more.
Maddie, one more.
Okay. My name is Madeline Lardier. I spelled my last name wrong when she was like calling out the Girl Scouts and stuff because I am a horrible speller. And I just want to ask you a common question. If you were an animal, what would it be? An animal.
Be your animal first?
Or just your favorite animal in general.
I'd be a lion. I'd be an eagle.
That'd be one of my dogs.
I was going to say, I had a Bichon dog that we just treated like a part of the family, better than part of the family. I did that.
Like a royal prince or something.
Oh, well, princess.
Princess.
Actually, Queen Bee. Thank you.
All right.
Well, what animal would you like to be?
I would like to be like a bird or like some type of animal with wings because I just wish that anyone can grow wings and then one day fly into the sunset like birds.
Beautiful. Beautiful.
Well, we're going to see your drawings of those, I'm
All
sure.
right. Yeah.
Okay, at this time then, I'll entertain a motion to close the public.
So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
We have minutes to approve from the minutes of January 10th, 2018. Is there a motion to approve?
So moved.
Second.
Any discussion? Roll call.
Councilman Bianchi?
Yes.
Councilman Knapp?
Yes.
Councilman Kamala?
Yes.
Councilman Levy?
Yes.
Councilman Piatelli?
Yes.
Councilman Talamini?
Yes.
Okay. 10th, that was January 10th. This is January 24th minutes. Is there a motion?
So moved.
Second.
Any discussion? Roll call.
Councilman Bianchi?
Yes.
Councilman Knapp?
Yes.
Councilman Kamala?
Yes.
Councilman Levy?
Yes.
Councilman Piatelli?
Yes.
Councilman Talamini?
Yes.
We have minutes from the executive session of January 24th, 2018. If there's going to be any discussion, it has to be made during executive session. And you will have a copy of the minutes. Is there a motion to approve?
So moved.
Second.
Is there going to be discussion? Then roll call.
Councilman Bianchi?
Yes.
Councilman Knapp?
Yes.
Councilman Kamala?
Yes.
Councilman Levy?
Yes.
Councilman Piatelli?
Yes.
Councilman Talamini?
Yes.
And I'm going to stop a minute. Anytime you feel you want to leave, you know, go ahead.
Thank you.
You may have some council people joining you, but. Now we have some appointments to boards, and as I said earlier, we do have openings. I know we have on Environmental Commission, we have an opening. So if any of these boards interest you, please, we'd love to have you volunteer. I have for the Oakland Library, Ann Russo, Ann Sorrentino Russo. She's been a member for many, many years, and we finally resubmitted her citizen leadership form. Is there a motion to approve?
So moved.
Second?
Second.
Roll call.
Councilman Bianchi?
Yes.
Councilman Knapp?
Yes.
Councilman Kamala?
Yes.
Councilman Levy?
Yes.
Councilman Piatelli?
Yes.
Councilman Talamini?
Yes.
On the commission,
Just
Yes.
I'm just noticing here on the library board, it has Glenn Clark as an alternate for, he retired, so maybe you gotta talk to the school and get the new. All right, that's it.
oh, Glenn Clark, he's retired.
Yeah.
Oh, thank you. So we need a representative from the school, from the Board of Education, not the Board of Education, anybody part of the school. If you're interested in being on the library board.
We
just-
actually do have somebody. I don't know why that wasn't updated.
Oh,
Miss Cristiano from Valley Middle School
Oh,
Oh,
Yes,
good.
and she has been for a few years.
okay.
Okay, so we have to, if you could just submit the information to
Sure.
Lisa,
Sure.
and then we can get that on there. And Jerry Peterson, I need your citizen leadership form. And that was a mayoral appointment. Didn't realize it.
I'm sorry, I didn't.
That's okay. The Oakland Communications Commission, and thank you, they're the ones who do the TV studio. Anybody interested in communications, this would be good. The name of Elizabeth Lorento has been offered. Is there a motion?
So moved.
Second?
Second.
Roll call.
Councilman Bialy?
Yes.
Councilman Net?
Yes.
Councilman Kamala?
Yes.
Councilman Levy?
Yes.
Councilman Piantelli?
Yes.
Councilman Talamini?
Yes.
And Kerry Thurston,
So-
Oakland Communications Commission.
So moved.
Second.
Roll call.
Councilman Bialy?
Yes.
Councilman Net?
Yes.
Councilman Kamala?
Yes.
Councilman Levy?
Yes.
Councilman Piantelli?
Yes.
Councilman Talamini?
Yes.
And we still have openings for alternates on the Oakland Communications Commission. The name of Kevin Morrow for the Green Team, that's a mayoral appointment, so I appoint Kevin Morrow. If you're interested in working on the Green Team, we'd love to have you. Some of you have still not submitted your citizen leadership forms. Office of Emergency Management, in fact, there's a meeting next week. And the ones that are appointed, that are separate,
Well, you appoint everybody.
I'm appointing everybody, but there's Aaron Longo, citizen leadership forms, David Potash, Zon Brock, Ed Tryon Jr., Doug Brown, and everybody else on the committee.
Is Chief Casper still on this?
We're working on it.
Okay,
Is who? Ed Casper, no.
he's on here.
I know, but we have to change that because
Exactly.
we will change it. No, right.
Just so you know I'm paying attention.
Oh, I'm glad, thank you. All right, now we have raffles. The first one is raffle license RL1322. This is by the PTO of the Valley Middle School. It's for a raffle on April 22nd, 2018. 50% of it for the cash prize will benefit the Valley Middle School PTO. The motion to approve.
So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Next one, raffle license 1323, it's the Ramapo Youth Soccer Association. And for cash prizes worth $3,200. And it's to develop the youth soccer players that are members of the Ramapo Youth Soccer Association. Do you remember?
So moved.
A motion.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Raffle license 1324, PTSO Indian Hills High School. And this is, they're going to have a raffle on March 15th, 2018 at Portobello's from 7 to 11, 50% of the cash proceeds to benefit, well, this is the class of 2019 project graduation.
So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Raffle license 1325, PTSO Indian Hills High School, raffle, again, March 15th, 2018 at Portobello's for a $75 restaurant gift certificate and a $100 restaurant, $200 restaurant gift certificates, and this is to benefit the class of 2019 project graduation.
So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Next one is the sign request for Flow Follies. Everybody knows about Flow Follies. It's all these volunteers get on the stage and they participate in Flow Follies. It's a show, and as they offer, it's 3 towns: Oakland, Franklin Lakes, Wyckoff, 2 schools, Indian Hills, Ramapo High School, 1 show, and all the money is used for scholarship. They would like to put a sign, a sandwich board sign, on Ramapo Valley Road and Yorkville Avenue and up at ShopRite. The sandwich board sign is 48 inches by 33 inches. Is there a motion?
So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? And they're still looking for elected officials to participate in the show on stage. So please let me know if you are interested. Well, I have already, Councilman Koval will be joining me. We have representatives from Wyckoff and Franklin Lakes. And if you are interested in dancing or singing,
Say what now?
or just speaking, it's for a good cause. It's for scholarship money for the seniors at the high school. And the last one on this is to approve the request to license borough property, block 2004, lot 16, it's a block and lot, which is known as 42 Riverside Drive, and it's a request from Andrea Lewis. Is
So
there a
moved.
motion?
Second.
Roll call.
Councilman Bialy?
Yes.
Councilman Net?
Yes.
Councilman Kamala?
Yes.
Councilman Levy?
Yes.
Councilman Piatelli?
Yes.
Councilman Chalamet?
Yes.
Now we have a lot of resolutions, but we're going to do it as a consent agenda unless you want to pull any out. And one of them is, no, well, if you decide you want to pull any out, just let me know. Resolution 18102 is for the tax sale lien 1510, block 2004, lot 17, known as 44 Riverside Drive, $5,606.52 payable to Global Investment Strategies. 18103 is the refunds of money for lien holder 1626, that's tax sale lien, 1626 block 2004, lot 17, known as 44 Riverside Drive. That's $9,687.60 payable to Christiana Trust as custodian. Resolution 18104 is the refund of tax lien for tax sale lien 174, that's block 801, lot 2, known as 65 Overlook Ridge, and that's the amount of $156.36 payable to U.S. Bank Custodial for PC7 First Trust. Resolution 18105, refunds of the tax sale lien holder, tax sale lien 1714, block 1901, lot 39, known as 34/11 Bailey Avenue, $32.39 payable to the Borough of Oakland. Resolution 18106 for the tax sale lien 1727, block 3101, lot 11, known as 122 Breakneck Road, the amount of $8,450.54 payable to Christiana Trust as custodian. 18107, refund money for tax sale lien 1739, block 3804, lot 22, known as 99 McNomie Street, the amount of $7,615.46 payable to Christiana Trust as custodian. 18108, tax sale lien 1741, block 3903, lot 42.56, known as C-6 East Oak Street, the amount of $301.45 payable to U.S. Bank Custodial for PC7 First Trust. Tax sale lien 1774, that's resolution 18109, that is block 5204, lot 32, known as 15 Mountain Lakes Road. It's the amount of $3,371.46 payable to Tri-Stone Capital Assets LLC. 18110, tax sale lien 17-17, block 2005, lot 1, known as 37 Riverside Drive, the amount of $3,278.28 payable to U.S. Bank Custodial. 18111, authorized return of escrow fees to Myra Gansa, and it's in the amount of $37.50, and it's returned for professional review escrow funds for 16 Nokomis Avenue. 18112, return escrow fees to Heather Lorenzo, the amount of $154, and this is for professional review escrow of 97 Hiawatha Boulevard. 18113, authorized refund recreation fees. It's refund of basketball registration in the amount of $70 to Lisa Durkin, 112 Algonquin Trail. 18114, transfer 2017 budget appropriation reserves. It is to expend funds in excess of amounts approved in the original fiscal budget. And it will be from $8,000 from the current funded gasoline to Tax collection, police and board of health of $8,000. 18,115, authorized promotion of Christina Clipperton as senior clerk for the salary of $43,450, effective February 15th, 2018, that's tomorrow. And all these resolutions have been discussed in depth. We have talked about it during work sessions, so that this is just the formality of the resolution. As a, to clarify. 18,116, authorized agreement with our borough auditor will be Frank D. Maria, and it's the firm of Frank D. Maria and Frank D. Maria to serve as the borough auditor for 2018, and it will not to exceed $37,000 without further authorization. 18,117, change signatory on police petty cash account. Originally, it was Edward Casper, who was the chief of police and retired, and this will make Lieutenant Christian Eldridge bonded the amount of $1,000 as the custodian of the police petty cash fund. Appoint dispatcher, that's 18,118, appoint dispatcher Sebastian Brallo, and it will be effective February 15th, 2018, $49,178, and thank you and welcome to Oakland. 18,119, authorized Phoenix Advisors, LLC, to serve as continuing disclosures agent, and it is the amount of $950, and the services are attached. 18,120, authorized the grant agreement for the Great Oak Park Band Shell, and this is with Bergen County Open Space, and using a $40,200 matching grant for our band shell in Great Oak Park.
Mayor, can we pull that one, please?
Yes.
Thank you.
18, so everybody pull out resolution 18,120. Bye, girls.
Thank you for having us. Thank you.
Resolution 18,121, authorized refunds of outside lien holder. 1768, that's block 5002, lot 5, known as 56 Records Drive, $208, 3 cents payable to Tri-Stone Capital Assets. 18,122, temporary budget amendment. It is 26.25% of the total appropriations of the 2017 current fund budget, exclusive of any appropriations made for interest and debt redemption charges, is $4 million. Lost the decimal point there. That's $4,433,445.06. Resolution 18,123, change order 8, library renovation project, and it is to the director's office and additional scope items, $75,059.99. And the proposed change order is attached, and if there's any questions, we'll ask you to come up. Resolution 18,124, approve vehicle auction bids, and you can see the winning bids and the approval of 2003 Mitsubishi dump truck, 1985 Mack fire truck, 1996 Ford F-250, 2003 Mitsubishi dump truck, 1993 Seagrave fire truck, 1998 Chevy 1500, 1994 F-800 truck, and all the winning bids are listed here too. 18,125 is to achieve the cost avoidance and discount pricing through the Wolf Cooperative Pricing System with Wycorp as the lead agency. 126, award contract emergency water main replacement, and this is awarded to Mike Fitzpatrick Equipment Company in the amount of $172,235 for emergency water main repair at Ramapo Valley Road and Post Road. Resolution 18,130, and that is authorized construction, engineering, and inspection services, emergency main water replacements, and that's not to, it's for water, emergency water main replacement amount not to exceed $25,000 for Boswell Engineering. And I missed 127, which is authorized separation payment, and this is for Chief Ed Casper. And the schedule is for Chief Ed Casper for sick, vacation, personal, and compensatory time accumulated in the amount of $195,681.61. And the calculations are listed on the back. 18-128 is authorized refund of taxes due to veterans deduction. And this is block 401, lot 10, Raymond and Diane Knudsen, $2,912.45. And resolution 18-129, authorized refund tax court judgment, block 3903, lot 77. And that is for the tax year of 2017, and the refund is the amount of $827.62, and it'll be paid to James Cedarstrand, Esquire, for P&T Company. And I think that's it. And we pulled out Resolution 18-120, which is the authorized grant agreement, Great Oak Park Band Show. So is there a motion for anything else? Everything else? Exempt.
Second.
Any discussion? Roll call.
Councilman Bialy.
Yes.
Councilman Net.
Yes.
Councilman Kamala.
Yes.
Councilman Levy.
Yes.
Councilman Pianatelli.
Yes.
Councilman Talamini.
Yes.
Okay, so now I need a motion for Resolution 18-20 before discussion.
So moved.
Second?
Second.
Discussion.
Yes.
Okay.
I just have a couple of questions.
Sure.
This may have been discussed before I came on the council, but this is a matching grant, correct, Richard? So we have to contribute $40,200 toward it?
Correct, so the way the grant works is it's 50% of the cost up to $40,200, okay? If it can, our portion could wind up exceeding $50,000, although I know the reclamation, the Great Oak Park Committee has indicated a strong desire to work within the funding parameters that we set, and their goal is to fundraise basically the borough's portion of that. They're working towards that to minimize the cost to taxpayers.
Well, then, my other question is, had this been put in our 2017 or 18 capital improvement budget?
I'm trying to recall if we funded this or not. I know we talked about it.
Because if we didn't fund it in 2017, you really can't accept this grant, can you?
Well, no, you can, because you would have to then fund the balance in this year's program when we were ready to go out to work, to provide the full funding authorization.
Because in here, we have, the work must be completed by August 2019.
Yes.
So are you saying that the Great Oak Park Foundation is going to raise the $40,000?
I don't know where they are in that process. I know that was their goal.
Oh, yeah?
That was their goal.
All right, so you're saying we don't have this appropriated in any of our capital improvement?
I don't think we've done that yet, no. So we would have to include it now going forward in the next program.
So you're saying, but even though we don't do that, we haven't done that, we can still approve this?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
To interject, we also have a commitment from Vision Savings, Vision's Teachers Credit Union, for $5,000 for 2017 and $5,000 for 2018, which is a total of $10,000 towards that $40,000. And we're going to make an attempt to reach out to our other local bank friends and possibly have some commitments from them as well.
I just wanted to make sure legally, Brian, we can accept.
No, you're fine.
We're fine. Okay, I'm fine with it then.
Okay.
That's it.
Any other discussion? Then roll call.
Councilman Bialy.
Yes.
Councilman Net.
Yes.
Councilman Kamala.
Yes.
Councilman Levy.
Yes.
Councilman Pianatelli.
Yes.
Councilman Talamini.
Yes.
We have an introduction of an ordinance, which is 18 Code 765 to amend recreation fees. And again, this was discussed in the past. It is for summer sports camp, baseball 1 week of fee $120, baseball second week sibling $110, and baseball third week $100. Is there a motion to introduce?
So moved.
Second.
Roll call.
Councilman Bialy.
Yes.
Councilman Net.
Yes.
Councilman Kamala.
Yes.
Councilman Levy.
Yes.
Councilman Pianatelli.
Yes.
Councilman Talamini.
Yes.
And when's the final hearing?
February 28th.
So February 28th, if you have any, want to ask any questions or any discussions, please let us know. These are the fees from set forth by Recreation. Work session. Library,
I'm up.
you're up.
So my name is Peter Havel, and I want to know if we can have a Chipotle's and
In the library?
if it comes to that.
As long as you can charge them for the space.
So I'm here to talk about the change order and the progress on the Oakland Public Library and answer any questions you may have. I want to thank the mayor and the council for your support up to this point.
It's beautiful. I am so excited.
It is beautiful. So phase one is complete, and I have to also acknowledge him, even though he is not here, but Councilman Visconti, who left us, he was a really, really big part of phase one, and the whole project actually, and it was really his vision that you see reflected in the finished phase one building. The colors, much of the layout, the design. The credit goes to Chris. Ronnie and I, Library Board of Trustee President, we always joke, everything would have been taupe if we were in charge, because we don't have the vision that he has. But his eye pulled
look
together.
at that. It's up on
yes, we've got it
look
up
at this.
here
This
as
is
well.
so impressive.
Thanks to Councilman Kumala.
Do you want to, I was going to make this part of my report, but would you like to maybe describe what is on some of these pictures so that...
Sure, I can do that. So we're finished with phase one. We're about to start phase two. So I guess the photographs are going to pop up there. There we go.
Okay.
So the exterior of the building, which many people are familiar with, of course, the portion on the left that reads Oakland Public Library has been closed for, 17 years or so, fallen into disrepair. Everybody in Oakland knows that story, although newer residents actually don't even realize that it was a library. Inside, there is the one of the shots of the fully restored original Oakland Public Library, at one time the municipal building. And I think you can see that we kept a lot of the original charm, but we also introduced a lot of more modern elements. And the reaction from the public and everybody that's been in there is overwhelmingly positive. And I think that it's pretty obvious why. It's open, it's bright, it is beautiful. We were very careful with what we purchased for this layout in terms of furniture and so on and so forth. But we did do a little bit extra where it was going to make a big impact on the end panels and the rolling furniture carts, which that's a shot of the stage and the mural. So the stage is fully functional, right? So everything that's on the stage, barring the piano, of course, can be moved off the stage, and then the area in front of the stage, those shelving units can be cleared away. So just to give you an example of how that works in actual time is on February 2nd, we had a one-man play on the stage, and we had 65 people in attendance with 75 seats set up, and that wasn't counting the mezzanine, which is right there. That's a shot of the mezzanine. So you've got a public library that fulfills its role as a place to go to get books, audiobooks, movies, so on and so forth, to use your public computer lab, to have a quiet place to work, but it also has a fully functional performance space, which is the stage. And I'd like to just say that in terms of the use of the stage, are these scrolling automatically?
No, whatever you're seeing up there.
Okay.
Yeah.
In terms of the use of the stage, the sky is sort of the limit. So I would encourage anybody who wants to take advantage of the stage, whether it's an organization in town or just a member of the public who's passionate about these sort of things, to come talk to me and to see how you can use the stage. What you're looking at right there is, of course, the Beam Room, which is the room that has a lot of history. We tried to keep that one as close to the way that it was as we could. There's the fireplace where people used to
That's
get married.
going to be where?
Yes, so you can marry people there again, as was done historically. I actually met finally somebody who got married there in 1975, so it is true, people did really get married in there. It's a charming room, it's a reading area, it's a very nice space. A lot of the utility of that building, that's the computer lab that you see there, which is in what used to be the office that the staff used to inhabit when it was the entire building. So you've got the DVDs and the music in there, as well as the public computer lab. And that's a nice shot of the stage from the mezzanine of the one-man show on February 2nd. There's
the man.
The actor, who was Mr. Du Bois. Fantastic performance. If you missed it, too bad. It was really, really good. But we're going to have more of these, after hours at the library performances. That is a shot of the downstairs of the more recent building, which of course is where we've been for the last 17 years or so. And this is the part of phase 2 that is going to be, that's the outside. That's the facade of the newer part of the building, which has been redone to match the existing facade on the older building. As many, I think some of you know, some of you may not know, that shortly after the facade was installed on the new portion, it cracked and it threatened to fall off, and so we've never actually been able to use the amphitheater that is outside of this. So now with the new facade, it's pretty attractive. It looks a lot like the older one, and we'll be able to use the amphitheater when everything is finished at the end of phase 2. There's a little bit left to do. Thanks. I could talk about the library for forever. I do want to point out about phase 1 is that there's a lot going on that you can't see. So that room is wired for 7-speaker surround sound. It is wired for a projection screen and a drop-down projector from behind the arch on the stage. And you can use our cabling to put a PowerPoint presentation up there, or to show a movie, or to really do anything that you want to do with the wiring that's in the wall. So all that was done while the wall was open, which was, of course, was the most cost-effective way to do it. And it's also wired for security cameras, so that when the time comes, we can pop the security cameras in and we don't have to run new wires. And that helps with various issues, as you might imagine. Phase 2 is set to go, and I don't know if you would prefer that I talk about this change order in broad terms, or if you would like to ask me any specific questions.
Anybody want to ask? Then just
Why
keep
don't you do
talking.
an overview?
I'll do an overview. So this is indeed changes to the director's office, which is not a very big part of this, but I'll focus on that. As we were developing the plan, originally the director's office was upstairs where the mezzanine is, and that wasn't going to work at all for a few reasons. So it got moved down onto the lower level, basically the basement, and it quickly became apparent that it would not be a good idea to have a director in a basement while all the staff was on the floor above, not to mention the fact that once the library phase 2 is complete, the lower level is actually unmanned with staff, which was a conscious decision that we made. So if I were the director, I am the director, but if I were still the director, whoever's down there would be basically alone. They'd be out of contact with their staff, and they wouldn't really be supervising the floor because they'd be inside of an office. So the decision was made to put the office upstairs with all of the employees, putting almost every employee together in basically a large workroom. And this necessitated that we make that workroom somewhat larger and then sort of adopt a new strategy to working, which is everybody working together, less sense of ownership necessarily over where you work, bunch of computers, a bunch of workspace, everybody working together communally for the same goal. If a computer is open, you use it, so on and so forth. We're all sort of there together, and we felt that that was the best way to do that part of it. If you look at the proposal, there's a bunch of millwork in here, and that's, I think, $22,000 out of this change order alone. And that's millwork, which if anybody who's ever done a kitchen knows how much cabinets cost. They are expensive. We've got cabinets and workspaces going for the staff to use, and we've got a lot of cabinetry going in the lower level makerspace, which, if you're not familiar with the term makerspace, a makerspace is a workshop. It's someplace where you would go to learn something that you don't know how to do. So for example, you might take a sewing class, you might take a 3D printing class, you might take an embroidery class. The sky's sort of the limit there too. You just need the talent to come in and teach people what to do. So there's a lot of storage in that area. That's on the lower level. That's part of the millwork. And then another really big part of this is the lighting. The lighting on the lower level has never been adequate. The lighting on when you walk in immediately isn't really wonderful either, but on the lower level it is dark, which is why track lighting was actually added a few years ago before I started here to try to help with that issue. Those lights don't do a good job of lighting that lower level. It feels cavernous, it feels dark, and the colder it gets, the dimmer it gets, which is very strange. We don't know why, but that's just the way it is. So we did speak to a lighting consultant, which was free, and he did make recommendations based on the space and based on how many lumens he thought it would take for some LED fixtures to go throughout there, which is what you see on here. And you know, everybody knows the advantages to putting LED fixtures in where you didn't have them before. You have to change your bulb less frequently, you have to call the electrician less frequently, I have to bother the DPW less frequently. It's a long term, it's actually a savings in energy, it's a savings in labor, it's a savings in material. So that's a big part of that too. The rest of this is really fixing up the sheetrock, painting, and of course all the labor that's involved in this as well. So that's a broad overview. Does anybody have any questions about that?
Just, if I, just quick with the
Go
lighting.
ahead, go,
since
just jump in.
I'm an electrician. Just, did we look into rebates or any kind of buybacks or anything like that?
We haven't looked into that
Yeah.
yet. I think Mr. Coons and I could probably discuss that. I don't know if that's still something that they're doing, but we have, Ms. McDonald and I, who's the owner's rep for us, we did discuss that. So we said,
Okay.
you know, once we make this move, we can say, we've saved all of this electricity or power. What can we do in terms of a rebate? So I don't know where that stands, but yes, we are going
Okay,
to see where that goes.
all right, thank you.
You look like you're ready to speak.
And with this change order, we're still within budget, correct?
Absolutely, within budget, we have about $22,000 at least remaining for something that might pop up here in phase two. So if there's a problem that we run into that we didn't anticipate, which is something that happened in phase one, we have funds apart from this that we can use to solve those problems, and we're still within budget. A lot of this, just for those who weren't involved, when I came on, it's been 3 years I've been here almost, and we jettisoned a lot early in the phase as we were going through this because we were worried about staying within budget. So now that we're at the end of the process and we know where we are, we're easing some of the stuff. Like the lighting, I've always wanted better lighting, but we threw it out early because we didn't want to go over budget. So now that we know where we are, we know we're under budget, we know what the costs are, we've sort of reintroduced them at this point later to make sure that we won't exceed.
You create a contingency at the beginning.
We did,
To
we
pick
did.
up.
Absolutely,
anything that
yes.
might come up. And everything, every job, something comes up.
I want to compliment you.
Well, thank you very much. I appreciate
Yeah, it
it.
was very good
Everything.
job.
Is there a target date? Because
I think
I
that-
asked Mr. Kunz earlier today.
I think Mr. Coons and I would be happy with April. I think the contractor told us May. I think a realist would say, I don't know. We really, really hope to be wrapped up by May. We're pushing. He's starting Friday. And I usually wait till the budget hearing to tell you all how fantastic the DPW are, but they have been in there killing themselves to get a lot of the furniture moved, the old furniture out of there, so that he can start on Friday, which, by the way, if I had the contractor do it, would have cost us more money. So there they are working and saving us money and getting it done as quickly as we can, which we really appreciate. So it's very much a team effort. We've been working with the borough, everybody else, and phase one's fantastic, and that was an important building to get done, and it's beautiful. But I think that really when I say the best is yet to come, I mean it. What we're going to add with phase two is going to be even better than what we have, and when this is done, Oakham will have a brand new public library, which I think is important. And we'll have everything that our neighbors have, that people have wished we had this whole time. So that's all.
A Starbucks, or what did you want?
Panera Bread.
Oh, Panera Bread.
Mayor, can I just want to
Yes,
interject real quick?
yes.
Could you just, I was going to make it part of my report, but could you just maybe expand a little bit on the November 2nd WB Du Bois and how many people showed up?
February 2nd?
Yes, the February 2nd, yes.
Right, so we opened the original library building on February 1st. It was soft opening. You can't have 2 grand openings, so we're holding off on that until the whole project
Oh,
is
no, we're
over.
going to have a big ceremony.
I hope so. So February 2nd, the day after,
That's what the
we...
22,000 is for.
Yeah, right. We did a...
And he's going to man the refreshment stand. Lou.
We had... February 2nd, we kicked off a series called After Hours at the Library. So we stayed open late on Friday night, which we've never done before. And one of my employees and I set up all the chairs. We set up about 70 chairs, and we had an act come in from New York City, which was a one-man show, which was the life and history of W.E.B. Du Bois. And we had a registration of 80 people. We had a lot of people that didn't show because it was cold, but we had a lot of people that did show that hadn't registered. So in the end, not counting the staff or myself or Councilman Kamal, we had about 65 people, and the show was top-notch. It was fantastic. It was great. I mean, even if you weren't interested in the subject matter, you stayed because his performance was so riveting. And I think that that's an example of something that we've always wanted to do, but have never had the appropriate venue to do that. You had some Girl Scouts in here, and a couple of them want to be actresses, and there is nothing stopping residents from forming a junior troupe or something like that who can rehearse, and then we'll keep the library open late on a Friday night and they can have a performance on the stage. Or, you know, if somebody here wants to have a lecture or discussion, get somebody in here to talk about many of the issues in our community, or even broader issues, or do a TED Talk or whatever it is, you have this stage that anybody in Oakland can use as long as they tell me in advance that they want to use it. So, you know, as I said,
And you'll be able to use the back, right?
we will, the outside, the amphitheater, for lack of a better word.
Right.
Which, as I pointed out, has never actually been used for
Right.
concerns that the facade would fall off and hurt somebody. That is it's a silly reason, but a good reason.
That's a good reason.
Right. So, you know, our plan is ultimately, and it's not included in this change order, it's not included right now, much of what we need to make this, to bring this all the way to the top level, we're going to do fundraising for, we're going to do what we've always done. But, you know, the New Friends of the Oakland Public Library, our fundraising wing, they work so hard and they raise so much money for us. Just to give you an example, the old Library Foundation and the New Friends contributed $80,000 towards this project just to buy the metal shelving that will last 50 years. So, you know, they raise those funds, the foundation and the
Well,
New
the
Friends.
foundation, we had to replace the lights immediately.
Yes.
The children's,
Before my time, but yes, I
Yes.
mean, I think the foundation raised something like $250,000 during its term,
Yes.
so pretty impressive amount of money. So, you know, we're lucky we have volunteers, as you all know, in Oakland who work so hard to make sure that we can have these extras, or to take the burden off. But to talk about the amphitheater, you know, the idea was always to have steel furniture out there where you could sit outside on a nice day, use the wireless internet that's in the library or whatever, and it would be sort of part of the park, something that you could really use. And we will eventually build up to that. You know, I just talked to the Boy Scouts the other day about maybe planting some plants in the beds that are there, which again was always the intention. It's not supposed to just be grass, it's supposed to be flowers and bushes and that sort of thing. So we have a long-term vision, you know, a 1-year plan, a 2-year plan, a 5-year plan, and we're working towards that to include all these extras. The speakers in the original library, they're expensive. The projector screen is expensive, but we're going to get it. We're working towards it, and as soon as we have it, it's for the entire borough to use. So
The knee wall and the, I'll call it a knee wall, the amphitheater, that's going to come down? You're gonna
correct.
remove that, right?
Once again, you know, the DPW stepped up and offered to remove it. We haven't figured out the timing there yet, but they're going to remove it, which obviously, there's no flow if there's a wall in the way.
Right.
But when the wall is removed, it opens up the library to the park and the park to the library. And I think it's going to be much, much nicer, both aesthetically and of course, it'll be much more useful. So, yeah.
And Mayor, I just want to add one more thing. It's
Sure.
when you go down there, there are people using the library. The kids are up there reading, they're studying, they're tucked into the corner up by the elevator.
Yeah.
I mean, it's
Yeah.
it's a long time in coming.
It's
and
nice.
It's very nice, and this is really going to be a crown jewel in Oakland when this is completed.
I think so, yes.
and thank you.
Thank all of you. Anybody have any other questions? Okay, so thanks so much
Thank
for
you.
your time.
Thank you.
Okay, the next one is the Boswell proposal.
Yeah, that is for the Patriots Way Bridge. Their proposal includes both design and construction administration, and inspection for the project. And had a conversation, Eric and I did today with Marlene Casey, and confirmed the effect of the second grant that we're going for would not actually, hold up our ability to go ahead and move forward with design, move forward with bidding, and get the work underway. It wouldn't jeopardize our ability to get a second grant like we're hoping. So I'd originally, in my report, I think indicated that we might want to hold off on the construction inspection part of that, but I don't think we really need to now in terms of the effect on the grant. So you may want to consider just issuing it as one contract. So you have their proposal there, and the amount, which would be
180,000.
yeah, $44,500 for design, and a rather intensive amount of construction inspection and oversight of $135,500, which would be based on their hourly rates with and that would be the not to exceed. So That's their proposal, and we are looking to move ahead so we can start the design work and get this accomplished as quickly as we can.
Richard, I have a question.
Sure.
Under the structural/bridge design,
Yep.
they make reference to the weight restricted limit. Is there going to be a new limit, or is it going to revert back to the former weight limit restriction
The idea here is to remove the 10-ton weight limit,
and make it?
whatever it was before, which I don't,
Oh, okay.
honestly, I don't
All
know
right,
if there was a
no,
weight.
no.
I'm not aware that there was any weight restriction on it before, it should have been posted, so.
Okay, all right.
This way school buses can go over it.
Yeah, right. Okay, thank you.
Question, Mayor? I guess for the administrator, so the intent here is really now that there's clarification on the other 650 for the other grant is not a holdup. The process can start moving forward.
Yes.
Yeah, we had said we would
Yes.
do that.
Yes, okay, good. Just want to make sure that the public understands that.
Do we remember, they're gonna repair the bridge? I mean, how long is this repair supposed to
Yeah, it says
buy us?
it in here someplace. I think.
And that would address is, shutting it down while the repairs are being made.
4 months.
I think it's 4 months.
No, but I mean, once it's done,
The longevity of
the longevity of the bridge.
Oh, forever.
Yeah,
No,
that's
no,
what they told us,
no,
that's what they
no.
told us when they put it in.
It was supposed to be 75 years when they put it in, we got 15.
I know it was, I'll call it at least a generation, but I don't want to put words in Kevin's mouth, that's something that he should address.
Okay.
All right, any new business? If none, we'll do council committee reports. We'll start, who wants to start? We'll rotate.
I'll start.
You'll start.
I have no report.
All right. Next, Councilman Levy, you're next.
I was actually traveling yesterday, or Monday, so I did not attend the flood commission meeting. But we did have a Station Park meeting on Tuesday.
Yeah,
And actually Marlene Casey from our grant company was there.
Okay.
And certainly appears that we can secure some grant money in order to facilitate the park. I know the one issue that we are looking at right now is the master plan and the extension, the proposed extension of Yappaw Road. And I have contacted our borough planner to find out, what their status on that road is currently. We did have, actually Tom Connolly who's a resident in town and also from the county DOT came by and offered some very good guidance on some of these proposals in as much as, the railroad's usual resistance to adding crossings as close as proposed. And this road would actually wind up eating up a huge piece of the railroad's right-of-way. So, the consensus is, that really, it's not realistic, but to be responsible, I would like to talk to the planner about removing just that one little piece of road that goes from 202 to the proposed intersection, at least at this point. That way, we have an unencumbered piece of property to construct on.
We'll have to, I'm sure it's in the drawer somewhere in Borough Hall. The original plans from Eurosec, and if anybody remembers Eurosec, that's from the 90s.
Well, this
It'll be
is from
interesting.
2000, we have, the plan that we were working off of was the master plan from 2005 or 2006.
But it would be nice to compare all these plans and see, you
Actually,
never know.
it's really, again, to the untrained eye, which I certainly have, the intersection, what they want to build or what they proposed on Yappaw, the convolution of Yappaw coming down, then adding another road to cross over, and then having an intersection to cross over the tracks, a traffic light, a difficult left turn, and then all the traffic coming 202 north. It's convoluted at best. There are other ways to manage the traffic, and if this really is about traffic flow, there are new technologies out now that might allow an increased traffic flow, such as, I think Eric Kamala mentioned to me one day, there are smart streetlights that are out now that actually give real-time readings on traffic and can adjust themselves so they're not on a timer.
And you know, doing some research, the railroad still has priority.
Over everything. Yeah, they're not gonna give up their right of way.
No. All right, thank you. Anything else? No. Councilman?
Yes, I'm sorry to report that we were notified by the West Point Band that they will not be able to come here on June the 3rd.
Oh, even with that beautiful library?
Yeah, so I've asked them for additional dates, and once they get them, I'll bring them forward to the council.
We could do that, that would have been nice to
Yeah,
do it.
the amphitheater,
publicly, yes.
yeah. So we still might, if not this year, definitely, I'm going to set a date for 2019. This way
great.
we'll be ahead of it. Thank you, that's it, Mayor.
Councilman?
Yeah, senior report, we'll have, as you indicated earlier, Mayor, this Friday, the Dogwood fourth graders will visit the center
They want to know if we'll help them read. if they
at
have a
1
problem.
PM, and they will distribute Valentine cards.
And they want to know if they,
And
what
they
did the
also
girls,
will
wait a minute,
read-
what did the girls said if they have trouble reading some of the words, would we help them?
They will also read to us a book titled, What Life's All About, followed by a discussion, what is it like being a senior citizen? And also, there's a senior art club is preparing for an art exhibit, and Rose still has openings for the class for additional students, so if you'd love to join, please get in touch with Rose, and that's on Monday and Wednesday mornings at 10 a.m. And there will be a St. Patrick's Day party, members $23, guests $25, and that will be on Saturday, March 10th, from 1 to 4 p.m. So that's my senior report. DPW, our recycle program is in full force now. This is our second week. Today was cardboard and paper, and if you read your recycle flyer, it'll tell you exactly what you can put in there. And please take the time to break down your boxes. I see a lot of people just throwing boxes out there, and you get a windy day and the boxes are all over the place. If you want to use the boxes to put your newspapers in, and then put other boxes in that have been flattened out, that's a good idea, and it'll save some space. Streetlights, we're going to be having a meeting with Anthony to put together the format for the allocation of Rockland streetlights, LED streetlights for this year, which will probably be about 17 again. And we're also preparing a letter of request to the state DOT in the name of safety for additional streetlights and also for a sidewalk on the north end of Rampo Valley Road. Water and sewer, sanitary sewer, will be, the water management plan, or as we call it, the WIMP, will be published in March, and I think it's a 30-day period where you wait for a review and comment. Up to now, there hasn't been any, but Mr. Boswell is confident that this will pass muster and we'll be good to go and continue our conversation with, we have a meeting coming up with, I think it's, when is that meeting, Rich? Friday?
Friday. The BCUA, it's on Friday.
Is on Friday, and that's going to be with the BCUA to discuss plans for them.
Northwest. With Northwest?
With Northwest, rather, yeah.
Northwest, to build an infrastructure in town. I believe that's all I have today, thank you, and I wish everyone a good weekend.
Happy Valentine's Day.
Enjoy the spring weather tomorrow. Going to be in the 60s.
Councilman.
Thank you, Mayor. A couple of things. We finally had our Communications Commission reorganization meeting, and I'm very happy to announce that our new chairman is Ryan, who's sitting in the audience right here. So Ryan, and we also welcome Elizabeth Lorente to the commission as well. Ryan has set a very good agenda moving forward. We're going to be reintroducing the newsletter electronically. We seem to think we have an editor right now, so we're going to move that along. The commission is also, once again now, re-engaged, and we're probably going to be streaming in the next month or so. So the meetings will be online, so we're moving in that direction as well. So, and also, I want to also welcome Anders, who's also a newer member to the Communications Commission as well. So Ryan got some great ideas, and it's going to be really a wonderful year moving forward. Library, I think we've pretty much talked through that. Water and sewer, as Councilman Bialy stated, our next meeting is this Friday. Rec Commission, really nothing to report. And that's all I have. Thank you, Mayor.
I don't know if you heard, the Girl Scouts had a question that Councilman Kumala answered on the roller rink.
Roller rink. You said we're going out for grants.
Councilman.
I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Can I just interrupt real quick? I just want to talk about one more. Can I just talk about the technology that we're looking at here real quick?
Yes.
Okay. I just want to, the borough just completed a technology upgrade here in the courtroom and the council chambers. This serves two purposes. One is the Public Safety Committee is now going to be very more efficient. They're going to be able to do video arraignments from here if they have to talk to prisoners.
In other courts, you can talk, the judge talks to the prisoner.
Right. The other thing it also does is it allows, when we have professionals that come into council chambers or somebody wants to do a presentation, now they can very quickly put their laptop or their phone and be able to present. And we also did some forward-looking thinking work with the Communications Commission where everything that we're seeing on this monitor, when we were talking about the pictures, is also being cablecast out to the public as well. So they can see the presentation just as we are here in the council.
So no more charts?
No more charts. It can all be done electronically, and some of the other things we're looking at is possibly being able to put the agenda up on the monitors in the back, so, you know, people can sit here and really, so we're pulling the borough into the 21st century. Thank you, Mayor.
Well, that help when we get our own computers.
Yes, when we get our own computers, if we have to show pictures or do PowerPoint presentations, we can do it right from here. I mean, it's really a wonderful system.
We're working on going paperless.
Right, and
Do we all get a television too?
That's about 65. The first three went to that end of the day. That's all I have, Mayor. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Just public events, we're always looking for new members. It's a great committee to belong to. We do a lot of good things in the town. We do a lot of things at the library. And we will have the Easter egg hunt on March 24th at 10 a.m. And the carnival we're talking about is June 13th to the 16th already. So that's it for public events and nothing else to report. Thank you.
Thank you.
Mayor?
Yes.
I do want to have, under, when we open to the public again, Mike Guardino's here. I want to have him give an update of Great Oak Park because I was unable to make the meeting and so I couldn't give a report, but he just walked in. So we'll do that under open to the public.
Okay. All right, so at this time, motion's open.
So moved. Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
And there he is.
Okay, look at that.
Hello, Mike Guadagnino, 34 Hopper. I'm the chair of the Great Oak Park Committee. First thing I just want to say, having Ryan as a chair, that is phenomenal. I mean, to have a millennial on the communications is what we need.
Right,
Really. I mean, we're a lot much of the companies were Xers and got the
look at
Cougars.
her.
You need a millennial who's going to. I mean, you're going to be phenomenal. That's a great choice.
Thanks.
Kudos to your commission. I just want to address a little bit about the first the band shell. Thankfully, it's on television. 2012, I gave a presentation with a few people here, including Councilman Visconti, and we said we're going to use zero taxpayer dollars. We have kept that promise. There's no reason to put anything in capital. We have kept our promise. We've cost the town zero. And we put about $500,000 of our work, and right now there's a $100,000 project going on there, and it's costing the town $0. Tom Vanderbeck Trees, and his brother, we've been stuck for a couple of years at Richmond O trying to get a company to come in and clear the Great Lawn for us. And when I say clear, they're not clearing it, bone dry. I went there with Tom. We picked some good areas. There's areas of old picnic benches. We're going to keep some trees up. There's some old trees. It's going to be a nice type of area of shade, of great lawn. It's almost 2 acres, so it's a nice area. He's clearing it right now for us. They're doing he's just doing a phenomenal job. He's doing a great job, costing us nothing. Once he's done, I saw on your page a pool company offered to do the grading for us. So all we have to do is buy the hay and then the seeds and let it grow. So again, that'd be almost $600,000 worth of donations, volunteer work, fundraising, et cetera, that we have put into this. Again, the promise we made back in 2012, and a lot of people didn't believe. People thought, people came here and said, I was gonna cost us $10 million. It cost this town nothing. That doesn't mean it's the group that's cost the town nothing. The town has done so much work, and Ryan here, he's raising a lot of money for the future dog park, costing the town nothing. We're keeping our promise on that, so there's no reason for this to go to capital. Councilman Bialy has done a phenomenal job raising 10 grand for us. I mean, one day I got a call from him saying, Mike, we got $10,000 for the band shell. And I mean, thank you very much. I would have thanked you before, but thank you very much for what you've done. That leaves $30,000 balance. What we've done, like we did with the walking path, is that Steve Saliani, who's my vice chair on the commission, he's also on the park commission, we're building up that rec trust right now. We haven't had any big projects. We have money, we have $30,000 put away for the roller rink, as well as looking for grants. We're building up that trust. That trust can carry any balance that we need for this band shell. So I understand that we did pass it, but I just wanted to clarify, because rumors start and someone says something, and all of a sudden it's a whole Facebook thing, and I got to waste time going and explaining. So I thank you for the opportunity to come here and explain it.
No, thank you for everything you do.
No, thank you. No, this is it's a labor of love. I enjoy it. Yeah, but thank you. Unfortunately, Bobby and I haven't been able to connect. We've had our schedules keep mixing. He's our new liaison, and so that's where we stand right now. Right now, Vanderbeeks are doing the Great Lawn. When they're done, Anthony and I are going to go there. We'll look at and see exactly where we need to put the seeds. We'll put that in. Hopefully, we accept this money that from the Bergen County grant, and I'm going to start looking for a band shell that will be vandal-proof. We'll hopefully have some kind of solar lights on it, something that kind of fits what we want to do in that area.
Is it permanent or is it mobile?
Permanent. No, it's going to be permanent.
Like, I would say building, but...
Yeah, it's kind of like a structure. We're looking for a structure. We have. I was back there with Tom a couple of days ago, and about a week ago, and there's a perfect location right there that's right by, it's cornered between the cemetery and the parking lot for the bowling alley.
Wonderful.
Yeah. And we can, Steve Saliani has already contacted the electric company, and they'll put it up, they'll attach it to us for no charge, so
Then you'll
it's
have to
all
go
coming
look at
along.
concerts.
I'm sorry?
Well, then, does that when public events takes over for concerts?
Oh, well, however we work with the transferred over, it's either that or with the commission or environment, however we work, but that's when I step aside and we'll do that.
Thank you.
But I get contacted all the time by different art organizations in town, different actors, acting groups, musical groups, the high school kids. They do something at the school, I think it's called Coffee Shopper or something like that.
I think Coffee House.
Yeah, Coffee House, something like that. They want to do it outside in the summertime. So this thing should be used a lot. And so that's what we're looking for. And then eventually we can also, I could do the rec field. We could rent it. So if a group wants to come in and do some kind of fundraising, we can rent it to them. So it's a giant win-win for the town. And again, it's costing the town nothing. Once this band shell, once the lawn is done, the only infrastructure project we have left is to finish up those driveways, which we've put in a grant, $65,000 grant to the county. We're going to start looking to fundraise to match that. And once that driveway is done, the Portobello entrance opens, and the committee can dissolve, and it can go back to, you can go to
No, you can't.
No, we don't need it. It'll be done. And then the dog park, the next stage of the dog park, if there's going to be a skate park, the pump track, they want to do something, and then it's park improvements like we do at the rec field. So,
Mike, question, the aesthetics from the street, where the sidewalk dips down and kind of comes back up and goes around the curve towards the old pleasure land in that area.
mhm.
Is there plans to, are you gonna be able to see into the park from the road, or are we gonna have a buffer of trees?
The area that you're talking about is where they hope to put the pump track. We need to hear from the NJDEP to see if they can put that in. If they can't put the pump track, then they're gonna start cleaning out some of those trees.
What's the pump track?
Excuse me?
What's the
No,
pump?
I'm sorry, we did the presentation, it's a bike pump track, it's a bike, they put in like mounds of dirt and they can ride bikes. It's not motor, it's pedal bikes.
Kind of where the old pool was?
BMX, yeah.
Just,
Closer to the street?
close to the street. The area between the street and the pools, and there's a little driveway there.
Yeah.
And, well, I'm thinking about that. We mentioned about putting a memorial up there for Betsy. And I have a spot waiting there, so if you guys want to do that, I have a spot there. All right. So be in that range there. So that's kind of the,
I can hear the music from the summertime concerts right now.
oh, it's gonna be awesome. It's a little, if you go back here, it's an oasis back there.
Yeah.
And it's going to be.
It's great.
And again, we cut down the size of the parking lots. We're not going to have the parking lot go, for the environmental reasons. Originally, the plan was that people go in the Portobello and out the Doty Road. Just going to have 2 separate parking lots, go in and out, cut down on the amount of traffic and help preserve some of the animals there. And we have 50 birdhouses that have been donated and bat houses, which should be going up this spring too. And a Girl Scout project that she has just completed, where she's putting up signs at different Pleasureland, foundations where the pools were. And just to kind of, because like, one of the promises we made too was we're going to keep that Pleasureland memory alive. And this is just the first step or a second step of what we hope to do.
How's the great white oak tree doing?
Doing well. We're in the Great Lawn, when we're done, we're going to put some more oak trees. Tom's going to put a tree in, red oak, I believe. And then I have someone who's wishes to put a memorial tree in there. We're going to put another oak. So we're going to have the oak trees, as I've learned over this time, don't live forever. So in 100 years, 50 years, whenever, there'll be more oak trees, so that it'll continue to be an oak park.
Are there plans to sprinkle the lawn?
Right now, there's no. That's what we hope to put the seeds down in the spring. But again, we're doing the environmental issues there, and 85% of that park is in an environmental protected area. So running water in there. The dog park's gonna have water. I mean, once that in the future, whomever's running things at that time might want to tap into that. But for now, it's not gonna count. It'll be like Truman Field. Yeah. Good.
Very good, thank you.
All right, we'll get together soon.
Yeah, thanks.
Anybody else?
I'll go really quickly. Ryan Schwertfeger, 58 Andrew Avenue, and great job as always. Mike, I attend all the meetings of Great Oak Park, and it's fun when I have a friend. I just took my uncle, he was up the other day, and I said, here, I think he had seen it before, and I said, you can just tell how much things have changed if you've been just watching over the time. And it really is amazing, all the stuff that's been going on down there. But I guess I just wanted to say to everyone out there, we are still looking now for 2 alternate members of the Communications Commission. So if there's anyone that's interested, feel free to contact myself or Eric. And we're hoping to get some more people involved and really kind of get Communications Commission going again. If you're interested, if you like watching all the council meetings on TV, we could always use more volunteers for that. So there's so many different parts, Crossroads, it's going to be online now. We have the TV. We're trying to get more into social media as well. So any way you want to get involved in that way, please let us know, and we'd love to have you aboard.
Thank you.
Ryan, did you reach out to any of the schools that?
That's something I'm planning on doing real soon. I want to try and see if we can get more of the kids down here. I know they have some. I think they have a communications class and another public speaking class. So I actually reached out to one of the teachers that I know up there to try and find out who's teaching those classes now. And my hope is maybe we can try and get at least have them come down for a tour, maybe, and see what the facility looks like. But hopefully we can try and get some potential volunteers out of that, and maybe even the kids can make some videos, show different areas of town. We put that on TV. So we have to see where that goes.
Thank you.
Thank you.
We'll be able to use roving cameramen down at the park for the events that will be going on there.
One step at a time. One step at a time. We'll have to see what happens.
Thank you.
But, all right,
Anybody
thank
else?
you.
Motion to close?
So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Bills to be paid, Councilman?
Bills to be paid, $2,171,428.11. So moved.
Second.
Any discussion? Roll call.
Councilman Biallo.
Yes.
Councilman Net.
Yes.
Councilman Kamala.
Yes.
Councilman Levy.
Yes.
Councilman Pinintelli.
Yes.
Councilman Calamini.
Yes.
At this time, we must go into executive session, so is there a
We're going to do it out here, I thought, because it's 150 degrees in there.
But we needed a motion to go into executive
So
session.
moved.
So second.
All in favor?
Aye.
All right. And then we will return.